Today, I would like to talk about a case study of bribery and corruption at Siemens. So before I start, I would like to explain why did I choose this case as my presentation. Nowadays, multinational company is facing the ethical issue in their business operation in different countries, and such ethic issue can cause the great damage to themselves and also to other parties. So I picked the bribery and the corruption at Siemens as my case study. So Siemens is a multinational company that is headquartered in Berlin and Munich, and it conducts the business as industrial manufacturing companies, which offer the service and the product such as infrastructure constructions, electrification, and automation. The company has the large size of business operation in many countries around the world. So what happened about Siemens company? Siemens has been found um, has has deeply involvement for many corruption cases around the world, especially in those developing countries which has poor anti-corruption regulations. It created the opportunities for Siemens to act unethically without breaching the local laws and and the and in overseas business operations, Siemens has engaged the corruption activities such as use bribery to win the contract. So, so what's the first key issue uh, in this case? Um, so, first issue in this case is poor ethical environment in foreign countries may lead some companies to engage the misconduct in their countries. Therefore, the company can create great damage to companies that and to the other stakeholders. It appears that country may have a different ethical standard due to difference in their culture, economic development, and also regulation environment. It is true that in many countries that have business ethical environment is poor, and corruption activities such as bribery can be very common in business practice. The firm that don't engage the companies which don't engage the corruption activities may find themselves very hard to win the competition. Second issue is for foreign countries, the corruption activities can let the local people suffer less quality public service at a higher cost. In this case, it's a poor ethical environment in the foreign countries. It shows that foreign countries may have the poor regulation in dealing with the corruption problems, since many foreign countries, especially in those developing countries, has less developed political and legal system, as well as immature market systems. So why is business ethic is so important, and or why do we need it? So firstly, is maintain the good reputation for the company. As we all know, government will not have business partnership with the company that have very bad reputations. This will be have heavy public pressure for the government, also um, to the company. The poor ethical behavior can let the company engage the misconduct that can harm the interest to other stakeholders. Also, it can be avoid the negative consequences such as huge fines. So how to improve business ethic? Uh, First part is improvement by company themselves. So firstly is better internal control, ethical value and the culture have to be improved. And last is have to understand country difference in regulation and ethical environment. And secondly, government have to be improved as well. So, so the government in developing countries also need to find a way to involve corruption activities by enhance the anti-corruption regulation. Those countries can have the better business environment that attract the investor and a better economic development, as well as more efficient government system that can use limited resource to better serve their people. So to do so, government need to increase the amount of fine. They have to be punished more seriously. Develop the regulation to require more uh, disclosure for their spending, increase transparency for government tendering process, and avoid business relationship with the organization with corruption cultures. As a result, those multinational companies would find themselves very hard to hide their spending in their relationship to unethical misconduct. This can be reduced the corruption activities for those companies. In addition, the government should increase transparency for government tendering process. The better transparency in the government tendering process can let the government to work more ethically. The government officer will not able to give a contract to the tenders without the proper without reasonable or proper justification. This will make corruption not to be more difficult to conduct. So finally, I would like to conclude this case. So Siemens should be keep high standard of business ethic value across the world. Uh, in those developing countries to enhance the anti-corruption regulations. They need to increase the amount of fine, develop the regulation to require more disclosure for those for their spending, and also increase transparency for government tendering process, and avoid the business relationship with the organization with corruption cultures. So this is my presentation. Thank you.